Give my wife a kiss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah!
It's okay. We both chugged it, so it doesn't bother us.
That wasn't what I was referring to! I was just being annoying.
Hi, everybody.
As usual.
It's my job as your
Welcome
older
to
sister.
Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations.
They were kissing.
It was gross.
What? Okay, why do we have the weirdest intros sometimes?
Thanks, honey.
Sister
You know-
I
Iris.
wanted her to freak out.
No.
You're
We
boring,
gotta
honey.
keep it interesting.
Don't touch
Yeah.
Fair.
There's something strange about your version of events.
It's the yellow version. You can't get Atkins in yellow version.
Oh, shit. He knows.
Miss Donham,
Hacked my game.
Miss Donham throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with the staff is hit someone.
Unless you're a monk.
They still can only hit people with staffs.
You can punch him too.
With a staff?
Good point.
And actually, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it.
Yes.
As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. And not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already.
It is a beautiful blade.
Hello, Foot.
Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Shit.
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Wright. I never would have thought that there was a sword hidden in the staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and it's quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose the dagger over her blade.
Well,
Anyway, that type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. I beg to differ. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
but there is something strange about this whole testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright.
Silence.
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donham would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey.
So excited for this part.
Elise Donham would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donham. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Fey?
Sorry. Look at things. No, not Misty Fey.
Who's this Misty Fey? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is a master of the Crane channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donham actually the great Mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing?
Order! Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seems natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented... One, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight.
Bikini?
Oh! Hello! Have you come to take my brother up on those drinks? Because he's not here. I could take you out.
All the judges are fighting for
Well.
Bikini's hand. Good gravy.
And two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. What is this, Mortal Kombat?
that a thing in Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Mortal Kombat 10, Cassie Cage and her mom are both playable characters.
Proceed.
Okay.
Despite the fact that being believable when taken out of their own, and Mortal Kombat 3, Sindel and Kitana are mother and daughter.
Okay.
I just realized the fans would kill me for not mentioning that one first, so I thought I would backpedal.
Okay.
When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Sorry, my first Mortal Kombat game was 9.
Well, okay.
It's weird that you're defending Mortal Kombat in Phoenix Wright game.
I love Mortal Kombat, sue me.
Okay.
Listen, there's nothing.
Good job.
in
Get on the case.
There's nothing in this world that is impossible, except for one little thing. Yes, what is that one little impossible thing? Ha! You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are unroasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
You under roast your beans? Why?
Could you get to your point?
Now, the point is on the end of the sword, but I heard this witness confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
Okay,
coffee.
yo, so that means he has 8 to 10 cups in the morning. 17 for
for
Court
trial.
from 10 to possibly 3.
Sometimes 4.
Sometimes 4. And then he must have evening cups.
He must.
He probably has another 10. So he probably,
I think it's-
at the minimum, has 37 cups of coffee a day.
I think it's safe to say at this point he's very clearly a cyborg, and that's just oil that he needs to keep running.
Yep.
You're going to...
High five, Judge! Yeah!
You're gonna ruin your health, my friend. Wow, the judge did something that wasn't fucking stupid. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Oh no.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Oh shit. Obviously, Your Honor. But do you notice something else? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be lipstick.
Yes. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, no. That is a fancy ass lipstick.
Is that from the sister bikini?
Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Oh, that's because Francisca had already stolen it. Only
No.
her. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
The dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women.
I don't think that's a pine tree.
This is Japanifornia.
Why didn't they just call it what it actually is?
Why didn't they just say tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the gravy curry thing that we discussed off screen, which I asked Flaze to throw in at the end.
Okay.
But
She hasn't seen it yet.
yeah, I know she hasn't seen it yet.
Okay.
This little baby was thrown back in the direction of the back of the tree.
It just reminds me of Pokemon with their jelly donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Eat your jelly donuts!
Pro DZ. Oh, look at the. I'm having pizza.
I love pizza. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to derail for a second because
Okay.
I did some research about that coffee thing.
Okay.
So there's roughly 95 grams of caffeine in a cup of coffee. If he actually has 37 cups of coffee, that's 3,515 grams of caffeine in a day. That's the equivalent of 60 Mountain Dews.
Holy fuck.
Ugh.
How much caffeine will kill a man?
I'll find out. Part 2 of research.
Press
I don't
that
have
A
any
button.
characters. I may as well.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me of the Das Boot beer commercial where he fills the whole thing up with 5-hour energies. Seriously, you should watch that commercial. It's hilarious. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? I'm assuming you actually did blood testing, dumbass. Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning. I had just taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
Oh, okay, so he has
40.
more.
Okay, more
He's up
cups.
to 40 cups of coffee. Goodbye, whatever that was.
We'll just still stick with our original
Estimation for now.
estimation because he might not have court every day.
He might not.
Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago.
Well, yes, but it's been a few minutes. I've already downed 37 more cups.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. In that case, the court will accept this dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that the blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
No, I won't.
Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
This is Bayless the bailiff. I'm here to take it. Thank you, bye.
Dagger to the court
You
record.
picked a random time to have an identity, son.
You named me. I now have a soul. Bailiff has name. Bailiff is free.
Well, there goes one of the nameless boys. 2012. Now then.
I'd like to interrupt this to bring you another science corner. And by science corner, I mean Jesse Googled Things corner. The lethal dose of caffeine is about 10 grams, which means he's not even close to the lethal dose. He's about a third of the way there.
Wow.
Oh.
It's actually very, very difficult to die of caffeine overdose from liquids because you can't drink it fast enough.
Huh.
Yeah. So you have to do it in powder.
So you have to snort it.
Oh, so that's why caffeine energy supplements are so dangerous.
Yeah, because it's easier to overdose. Because you can consume it much faster.
Interesting.
The more you know.
I just had this dumb idea. I'm so sorry. Dumb idea. So caffeine powder, right? I had a dumb idea.
Get your hand out of my wife's
Like,
face.
say Godot's like walking along, something falls out. It looks like a bunch of powder, and people are like, for a second, they're like, "Wait, is that cocaine?" And no, it's caffeine powder.
Okay, I got a story I need to share real quick. So I was doing a D&D group with some work friends and my cousin and one of my friends. They were in a ruined city that had a bunch of glass, from its windows blown out, and over the course of the years it had turned to powder. My cousin's first thought was there's white powder on the ground. She went and snorted it.
No!
Now there's a running gag that anytime they loot someone, there's always white powder on them. And only one out of like 20 times is it actually what they're after.
Do you have any idea how much damage snorting glass would do to your lungs?
Well, she was a lizard, so...
Do you have any idea how much damage that would do? If you snorted glass, you would die. You would bleed, and then you would die.
Dying happens when you bleed.
What?
Forever.
People die when they are killed.
It's okay because it's internal bleeding. It's on the inside.
That's what it's supposed to be.
You'd be able to pretend you have TB for about 5 minutes, and then you're dead. It's like TB on steroids. Actually, fun fact about tuberculosis.
Science corner.
Fuck the lawyer game.
If we're not gonna play the game, I may as well tell you things if we're not gonna play.
Us again. He's just glaring at us the entire time.
At least slowly
have a
zooming
gun
in again.
pointed in our face.
That's true.
Give him a gun, please.
Give him Death's gun.
I guess we should get back to it. I'll tell you about tuberculosis later.
The testimony we just heard has numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe that we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Cup number 3.
Good. Cute girls never lie. That's a lie. Ever.
Bitch, I will cut you.
He is not a cute girl, so he can lie all he wants.
Fair.
I mean, if you think about it.
In case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court
About what, Your Honor?
about the incident you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. What's a wee mean?
What's a wee mean?
What's a wee mean?
What's a wee mean?
I love that it was all the girls that were like, what's a wee mean? And the guys are like,
Ladies, you should know. I'm not gonna even start. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. Du bleed. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I hope my testimony was good. I don't know. I left my character for 2 seconds there. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
Oh, that seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Got this fish.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
We have almost 2 minutes left of the episode.
Oh, geez.
Should we just go a little bit further?
I mean, I could fill 2 minutes with tuberculosis. That was a joke. I'm sorry. I tried to. It was funny.